What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back here with another YouTube video. And in today's video we're going to be doing another comic book review here on the channel. And it's going to be Vengeance of Moon Knight book review here on the channel. So yeah, Vengeance of Moon Knight was I guess you would say graphic novel now. It was a comic book basically published about 10 issue. It was a 10 issue series back in like 2009 and it ran until 2010. So yeah, it was created by Hurwitz, Opena, and Brown, and there's actually a few other authors, such as like Paul Mounts and stuff like that. So there's different authors and stuff like that for the novel. But I mean, these three are the ones that are kind of throughout it, right, kind of like the most out of it. I think they were like the first 6 issues or something like that, and then it transitions a little bit over to other people. So interesting to note. Uh, yeah. Anyways, let's get into this. So, Vengeance of Moon Knight, definitely, personally, my personal favorite Moon Knight comic book that I've read so far. I mean, I know there's others. Like, I still have yet to read the latest one in the 2016 run and like some of the earlier runs. But out of the runs that I've read, I've definitely like this the best. I mean, it does at least the first 6 issues I do like a lot. I mean, it starts to fall off towards the end, but that's that's kind of what happens. But I mean, I did like the first 6 issues. Very well done. I really enjoy like. You can definitely tell it's diving into more of the psyche of Moon Knight and everything. So it was interesting to see this and stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, it came out back in 2010, so it's been a fairly long time, almost 11 years. Actually, technically 11 years because it first came out 2009, then ran to 2010. So technically, it's 12 years actually. But yeah, definitely an interesting comic book. I mean, personally, I do really enjoy Moon Knight, so I actually pretty excited to read this comic. I've seen it looked pretty interesting from what I saw, and definitely it was interesting. I did like it a lot personally. I thought it was interesting and everything. Just there's definitely some critiques I have for it, and yeah. So quickly, let's get into the review here. Definitely when you think I've heard this a lot as well. Uh, this is kind of like a critique a little bit, but I mean, uh, Moon Knight's not really an A-list character, an S-list character, so it's difficult for him to get very good writers at times, just because Moon Knight's again more of like a D-list character or a C-list. At least at the time of this, like when this comic book was being written, he wasn't as popular and stuff like that. So that's the reason why he's getting a little bit more of these weaker writers as opposed to like these better writers and everything. And I mean, definitely that's not a problem, but I mean, at the same time, it's definitely pretty good. But again, it has its flaws and everything. That's just what it stems from. But anyways, let's get into some stuff I definitely liked about this comic. Firstly, I like this comic a lot. It takes place, I believe, after like I think it's the 2006 run, which actually I read before this too. Uh, and basically, if you didn't know, at the end of the comic, basically he quote unquote dies, but he doesn't really die. He just basically he kind of fakes his death a little bit because at the same time the police and everybody, superheroes are all after him, just seeing as though he straight up just murders people and stuff like that, and just acts like all insane and stuff. That's one thing I like about these comics and stuff like that. These Moon Knight comics is the fact that they're like it's kind of like showing that he's insane, but at the same time, it's kind of proving why he's kind of not. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, it's because of all this trauma and everything. So I definitely that's something I like the Moon Knight character for is definitely just that like diving into the psychic of Moon Knight. So that's something I did like a lot. In this episode, I mean, this this run he comes back basically, and he comes back to take on an old rival named Bushman or Rahul Bushman. Basically his arch nemesis who basically killed him back in when he was Mark Spector and basically killed him. So yeah, he's coming back for him essentially. So that's essentially why it's called Vengeance of Moon Knight. Because basically he's just coming back to like clean up the place and stuff like that. He's not really. I mean, kind of is coming back to basically be Moon Knight and just fight criminals and stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of like vengeance. So I understand why. Uh, Definitely some interesting stuff that happens in it. And then we realize he decides to stop killing people, which is actually pretty interesting. I must say, it does take a interesting approach to that topic, especially seeing as though he killed people the whole time he was Moon Knight. He just straight up murdered them, uh, filled with blood and everything. Like he brutally murdered most of the people and stuff like that. And it was interesting to see like different characters interactions with him. Like definitely, like Spider Man was like, I don't really trust you because you like literally just murder people and stuff like that. Even towards the end of the comic, uh, he was with the Avengers on one of their missions, and Ant Man was like, "Make sure you don't kill somebody by accident or something like that." And then he's like, basically, he's not, and then he's like, "I don't kill people anymore" or anything like that. And Ant Man's basically like, "I believe when I see it." So that's pretty interesting. I mean, everybody kind of doesn't really trust him at the same time. Honestly, nobody trusts him. Uh, Except for like people who actually act like him. Like for example, Deadpool, who just straight up just slaughters his villains and everything. Uh, he actually in like I think it's issue 8 or 7. Him and Deadpool basically fight each other because Moon Knight realizes Deadpool's been hired to basically kill like a big time gangster and basically kill him because he's been hired to do so. And Moon Knight's basically trying to stop him the whole time. He's like, he needs to be brought to justice. No, this is not your call. And Deadpool's the entire time is like, why do you care? Like, he has so many bodyguards. He's obviously very bad. And do you really think this is going to work and stuff like that? So it was interesting to kind of see that kind of happen. I must say, I did enjoy seeing that interaction go down, especially for someone like Deadpool, which is quite interesting in the sense. I never expected Deadpool to be like all about like why don't you just kill him or and stuff like that and all that. Actually, I didn't really see it. I mean, I know he does it sometimes with Spider Man, but at the same time, he kind of eases off. I guess because he knows Spider Man a little bit more and knows he's not really gonna ever change him. So I guess that's why. But I mean, Moon Knight it's a bit different. I was a bit surprised, and I definitely now that I've read this issue, I could definitely see why people make comparisons of him to Batman now. I kind of understand it a little bit better, but at the same time, it's just like it's a little bit different, especially with the sense when in issue 6 when he was capturing Bushman, he literally was like punching him up and everything, and he was like, Khonshu's in his head is like basically like kill him, and then Knight's like, no, no, no. And he was actually, I think he was about to kill him anyways, but then he just like held himself back. Same with Bushman was like, yeah, you kill me and whatever. And yeah, that was pretty interesting to see that happen. Uh, Definitely very interesting to see like Moon Knight could fight and everything very well in terms of like he didn't have to kill anybody or anything. Like he was literally locking them out and everything. And that being said, like he still used those like like not bad methods in the sense, but like the methods like breaking their bones and all that. So that's one thing. But I mean, at least he's not killing, which is all right. Uh, yeah, and it was definitely interesting to see like different takes on Spider Man, for example, because like Spider Man always seems like he's very lighthearted most of the time. But in this, he seemed like he's more heavy and there's more of like a doubter on Moon Knight, and he's basically like I don't know. A lot of people might not like this what I'm about to say, but I mean, Spider Man just seemed like he was trying to be better than Moon Knight and just be the best. Honestly, that's kind of what I was getting like the vibe from Spider Man in this. So that was the kind of sense I was getting. But I mean, other than that, like it's pretty good. Again, it was a bit random towards the end. Like I feel like they should have ran the series from issue 1-6 to like 1 through 6 to be called Vengeance of Moon Knight, and probably like the other 4 issues to be like kind of like its own series, or maybe even add to another series, just because it just seems so random. It seems like most of the series, like 1 through 6, is it's actually Vengeance of Moon Knight, and then the other issues are just like him going around and fighting villains and stuff like that. So that's just one thing I didn't really like too much, but other than that, it was pretty good. I mean, I did enjoy it for what it was. Uh, Definitely, if you're a Moon Knight fan, definitely read this. It's definitely an interesting read. Uh, Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.